change the topic. The actual president of Haiti. You tell him to rest his neck because he's been talking to Alex for the past 20 minutes. You want to and wait for me to make a statement.
We're gonna do the following. Norm is gonna tell you what he's been trying to tell to Alex because Alex didn't let him speak. Alex.
I've heard that whole conversation. He doesn't have to tell me what he's been trying to tell Alex.
And
he's speaking about misinformation.
He's not going to.
And he needs to be educated. There's no misinformation. Listen, if folks was telling you about Israel, right, and the facts on the ground, you're not hearing shit. You're bugging out. Okay? So, same rules apply. That's a fact.
You brought up a country. You brought up a country, which is fine. You don't know who the president is. You don't know what's happening there. And when I tell you what's going on, you say, oh, the media programmed you or something.
Okay, now he's talking to Alex.
You can't
acting like Ish is Alex. This isn't something to speak to Ish about. Ish
can't
about this.
That's cool. How many can't fix a country by lying about it or denying?
Let me ask you a question. How normal? How many plantations existed in Haiti around the time of the revolution?
Why are you trying to change the subject?
You know what changing the subject? We're discussing it.
Haiti is the second worst place for slavery today in the world. Child slavery. Did you know that? Today, 2024, June 7th.
Did you know rabbis bite the dicks of children? Did you know that? And give them herpes and all that?
I didn't know that.
Look out.
But slavery is the number two place in the world for slavery.
When were you the last time you were in a press?
Never been to
Like, what the fuck are you like?
I had it. What the fuck am I talking about? I'm talking about the truth. That literally a bunch of pedophiles they are trafficked in Israel every year. They bring children, they molest them, and they receive protection from the Israeli government. That is a fact.
That is a fact. You aliens are brainwashed. You sort of fully doesn't know each other. That is a fact.
I don't think he's ever met a Jew.
No. I'm just saying. I'm honest about the rate of molestation. How does it take place in Israel? I'm just honest about that.
Everybody quiet. When was the last time you were
I was going to ask you a question. I feel like I was asking you. So I know Mark, I was reading about it just now, and I did the game. You were saying that there were, I guess, of Haiti against, and the president was assassinated by the gangs. What do these gangs do? Like, do they traffic drugs? Who are these gangs? Are they united? No problem. I'm gonna deal with that question, but folks did try to test it a bit, so don't make me set you straight. In any case, though, yeah, they do traffic drugs. All right. The former president, who goes by the name of Michel Martelly, okay, he led a party by the name of PHTK. Okay, this individual has a brother-in-law by the name of Kiko St. Remy. Now, Kiko St. Remy is the CIA asset. He's the main CIA asset in Haiti. He owns an airstrip where he traffics thousands of kilos of cocaine every year. I would have listened to you, but with how you just described the girl, I have lost a lot of view of your credibility. That's fine, but you're not going to have normal diss me. Now, at the end of the day, Israel does traffic pedophiles into their country and afford them political protection. You're going to talk shit about Haiti. I'm talking about those stick biters in your country.
That is false. Pedophilia, just so you know, if you're
it doesn't matter. Your rabbis are protected. They fight your dick with children. Pedophilia is a problem.
If you come to Israel, just know, before you make a stupid mistake,
nobody's gonna bite you.
Hold on, pedophilia is a crime, and if you will do this and you think that it's a safe haven, you will go to jail for a long time. So don't try it and don't hurt our children, okay? Stay where you are and don't say that Israel is a pedophile heaven, because it's not, and you'll be prosecuted and thrown to jail like other pedophiles before.
You guys like this, they're like obsessed with pedophilia. They bring it up every chance they get. They bring it up typically. You bring it up every chance.
No.
Meanwhile, about Haiti.
I suggest you relax. Don't really keep your Nazi propaganda to yourself. If you have something that is factual, you can break it. But everything that you say is complete nonsense, and you make yourself look embarrassed. Like you're probably so much
No. I'm not embarrassed. The fact my friends can't accept the fact. Coverage by CBS. It literally comes by CBS that talks about how Americans are hiding in Israel. American pedophiles. Israel is a safe space for pedophiles. Absolutely.
That is not true.
We're talking about
Israel is a safe space for people who like the dicks and children. Newborn.
You're actually serious. Are they all these arranged that way they have Barbie?
Hold on. Everybody,
Listening to you.
hold on.
I'm so disappointed.
Brian, I wasn't trying to have this type of conversation. You gotta check out Normal when he's talking stupid. You gotta check out Normal when he's talking stupid.
I think you're
All right, it is what it is. It is what it is. Go clean your dirty ass.
Okay, you need to recalibrate, man, because we're not gonna do these yelling competitions here in the room. It's just ridiculous. The whole noise.
Don't check me and don't check them.
We are not talking to each other, and we're not gonna be yelling at each other. So, you brought a few points. You said first, let's try to take the conversation back into track, okay, and try stop being all emotional, stop yelling ridiculous stuff. So, a normal ask, who is the president? You threw a name. And as far as I know, there is no president at the moment. The president that was in place, he resigned due to the pressure that this guy Barbecue and the gangs are making. Port-au-Prince is occupied 80%, is being ruled by the gangs. Right now, there is some sort of committee or council in place to rule while there is another president. Their mandate, I've been reading, ends in 2026, but in the meantime, they're calling for elections. But there is no president in place, and that's the reason why it is so chaotic at the moment there. And the guy Barbecue is this guy, Jimmy, I don't know, has a French name, and he is the one actually ruling the country, which is what Norman said.
I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's Chelizier. Fuck up.
Thank you, Chelizier, whatever.
Wait, I'm just gonna. Sorry, go.
No, go ahead.
I'm sorry,
I'm just
but
confused. No, I'm just confused because last night you were saying that you're a Zionist, and then now you're saying that Israel is a haven for
Yeah, I was thinking
pedophiles.
exactly the same, but
so I'm absolutely
Hampton, let's not bring it back to that topic.
Alright, but don't hyper control, Issa, because I can stay focused, okay? I'm absolutely a Zionist.
Okay, and I'm not hyper controlling, but I'm just trying for you to just stay focused.
You're a liar.
I'm trying for you to stay focused on the conversation. I don't care if you want guys to go back and forth, I don't care. But it's just that this is just noise. I could not hear what any of you were saying.
I love how I'm checked. Anyway, yeah, love Israel till you diss Haiti, alright? That's my ethnicity, okay? So, that's what it is. You diss me, you diss my people, I'll diss your people. Very simple.
What do you feel this about it? It's because of what you say, because you're ignorant, and because you're full of hate.
Daniel, I'm not full of hate. I was just really talking about Haiti, and he starts talking about barbecue,
No, you are full of hate.
and how he's going to remain that way, and he starts talking like he's some expert on my part of the planet. This is where my people come from. You don't know shit about where my people come from. I can tell you about where your people come from. You know the problems that they have to deal with.
For 8 months, you've been talking bullshit about the place that I come through, including in the last 10 minutes. You have no idea. You've never been to a priest. You've never been to Israel, and you talk nonsense with a lot of and you're sure that you're talking you show yourself, which is the most ridiculous thing. You're not even here to understand that you're talking nonsense. I'm trying to help you, so you not sound so ignorant and hateful. And what you're saying is either brainwash or you purposefully lie. So either case, it's not good on you. It's not a good dish. So cut it out.
Alright, cut it out.
The fact that Haiti is currently invaded and infested with gangs, it doesn't mean that the whole of Haiti is bad. I mean, are bad people, and I think that Norman was not referring to the people of Haiti, or the Haitians. He was saying that, yeah, they are right now, it's a shithole at the moment, just as El Salvador was, Like El Salvador had a huge gang problem, and they had to clean it up. They had to put 70,000 people behind the bars. And imagine Haiti right now is being run in 80%, is occupied by gangs. How do you call that?
Yeah, and I specifically, I was curious about this
because I would like to, start talking
Alright,
about
but you aren't interested, so rest your neck.
No, he's
Alright.
interested because
I
resigned.
brought this up. I'm literally the person, if you remember this, I asked you a question about Haiti. That's what brought up this entire talk. Because I was interested, because I was discussing this with my girlfriend, Dominican, and, I was just trying to learn more about Haiti. And, maybe the eventual thing is, what can we do to help Haiti? That would be what I was hopefully one day looking for, from just learning about it more. But, I don't feel like I got this from you. And then I just got blatant anti-Semitism. If you wanted to ask about a bris, I can tell you about a bris. All of us Jewish people have it. There's a special tool used to do it. We could discuss this, but I don't want to hear about men our religion.
Pigs in there.
Just so you know. And that I lost respect.
It's ignorant.
Alright, that's fine.
Yeah, I lost respect too.
I'm wondering is it coming from ignorance or is it coming from hate? I mean, you're not Jewish, you've never been to a priest, we all were, and we want to correct you, so I'm trying to understand, you telling us that you know better about what a priest is it because you
What
are...
is a priest? Can somebody tell me?
Circumcision.
The sexual assault.
It's I can explain it a little more in depth.
Oh, okay.
Now that you say circumcision, I know. Like, I actually, we were talking about this in our room and where it came from and why it said that, somebody explained it to me, like, how is it that the rabbis did it, and it's not, it's
But it's
not.
not the rabbis that even do it.
By the way, every boy in America is circumcised, pretty much, by the way.
Alright, so
they have a special tool.
So El Normo, the expert on Haiti. Hold on, El Normo, the expert on Haiti. Have you recalled what Napoleon used to call Haiti as of yet?
Ishkanda!
Because you don't know shit.
Ishkanda!
You have to limit the conversation to barbecue because you're ignorant on the subject matter. Alright?
The expert prison.
How about the plantations? How about the number of plantations in Haiti during the Haitian Revolution?
The reason why he's bringing up barbecue is because he
You
was
love doing PR for Jewish people, Lisa. I'm sorry. The reason why...
Let me read what I said.
Are you psychic? Do you know what's in these people's head?
Yeah, all of them.
Ish, I mean, Ish, you're just demonstrating your ignorance and your stupidity and your annoying.
Hold on, Evan. The current situation in Haiti is marked by significant political and social upheaval. Here are the developments. And this is current. Haiti de facto Prime Minister Ariel Henry recently faced severe threats and pressure from gangs, particularly from Jimmy Jarissier, also known as Barbecue, the leader of the G9 gang alliance. This has led to widespread violence and instability in the country. Henry traveled to Kenya to negotiate the development of a Kenyan-led multinational peacekeeping force. However, during his absence, the situation deteriorated further and he was effectively barred from returning to Haiti. Consequently, his resignation was a significant turning point in the ongoing crisis. The current leadership. With Ariel Henry's resignation, there is no clear successor or stable leadership in place. The interim management of the country has been left in a state of disarray. During Henry's absence, Finance Minister Patrick Boisvert acted as de facto leader, declaring a state of emergency as gang violence escalated. Jimmy Charissier, alias Barbecue, has been a central figure in the recent turmoil. Leading a coalition of gangs, he has openly called for the overthrow of the government, contributing to the threat of a civil war. Barbecue's influence has grown significantly, with gangs controlling large portions of Port-au-Prince and other areas, effectively overpowering the Haitian National Police. This is the reason why barbecue is relevant. It's not that it's the only thing about Haiti, but that's what's happening like right now as we speak in this room.
Barbecue. Yeah, by the way, the person that you said was the president of Haiti, you were incorrect. Ish, you got it wrong. It's not, you just heard from Lisa, who the president of Haiti is. So
Yeah,
this is the difference between nonsense and actual information. And if you don't know what a fact is, then you're never going to be able to solve any problem. And that's what I meant when I said after 200 years, Haiti is
Go right into it. That's what you can do. Like, when you can just pull things out of your ass and claim them as fact, right? You can't be taken seriously as an election. You're not coming from a
El Normo, don't you know how many plantations there were in Haiti? Do you have any idea the number of plantations in Haiti? Do you know what Napoleon used to call Haiti?
Oh my God.
You just heard it from two people. Go look it up yourself.
Y'all are hurting my ears.
Yes, we don't
You've
need
not
more
heard
noise.
the truth.
And it says here, as of June 2024, so as today, Haiti does not have a single president, but is instead governed by a transitional presidential council, TPC. This council was established to oversee the country until new elections can be held. It consists of multiple members representing different political factions and civil society groups. The creation was a response to the severe political and social crisis in the country following the resignation of the president. An ongoing gun violence led by figures like Jimmy Sheriff, known as Barbecue. And the last thing I'm going to read is, the TPC is tasked with stabilizing the country and preparing for future elections, but its legitimacy and effectiveness have been subject to debate within Haiti. The council's mandate is set to expire in February 2026, or when a new president is elected and inaugurated, whichever comes first.
Alright, so
Why
feel
is
free to
it
check out.
why is this guy called Barbie?
Feel free to check out the link that I posted in the chat.
Let me check why it's called Barbie.
You want to know why he's called Barbie?
So rumor has it, right, and it's exclusively a rumor. Normal, you just shut your asshole because you've been talking the entire time.
Well, I speak through my mouth.
it's
Stop
exclusively a rumor.
differently.
Okay.
Listen, the Jews are selling foreskin in Haiti, and they're barbecuing the foreskin of all the Jews.
That's all right. At the end of the day, all I know is if you commit sexual assault or molest a child in this country, there's a safe space for you in the Middle East.
Oh, well, thank you for letting me
Also in Haiti, because that's where all the Jews are selling the foreskins. They're barbecuing Jewish foreskin and selling them to the people. They're cannibals over there. Do you have any idea the number of plantations and what Napoleon said about Haiti?
Okay, so it says, Jimmy Cherizier, known as Barbecue, reportedly earned his name due to his alleged involvement in several arson attacks. As a former police officer turned gang leader, Cherizier is accused of orchestrating violent acts, including setting houses on fire during gang-related activities. These actions led to the moniker Barbecue among locals and within the criminal underworld.
I told you, they're cooking foreskins. These Jews over there with Napoleonic Empire heritage. I mean, if I just sit here and make things up and talk, you guys are just going to listen to it because it sounds like someone is smart talking, but I'm not smart. I'm just talking.
Now, from the beginning, how y'all spell it?
Hang on, yes, I will. Hang on.
Hey, stop getting emotional. I told you about
Yeah, stop with them mood swings. Why are you screaming?
that one step of controlling emotions. Don't scream.
Yeah, don't scream. Nobody wants to hear you screaming. You're like a little boy. You're like a pouty little boy, an angry little baby boy. Beta baby boy.
Put it in chat.
Beta baby boy. Beta baby boy. Go back home to mommy.
I found it. I just found it. Superconductor. Where's that? One of the parts superconductor. Yeah, okay. I'm walking.
Beta baby boy, screaming like a little baby boy. Yeah, you drinking that gin, Donnie?
That's the only way. That's the only way it makes it better, right? When you don't feel the pain.
Yeah. It must hurt.
See, Donald, I see I know everything about you. I'm telling you, you gotta just listen.
Yeah, stop screaming like a little beta baby boy when you don't get what you want. What's it gonna solve?
Okay, Donald, will there be a time when planet Earth or any other planet fall in the sun? Or is it because of, I mean, if you can get the answer already.
Does it make a difference? Donald can't control himself. He screams like a child. Would it make a difference if the fucking Earth disappeared tomorrow?
There's already a planet in the sun, so yes, of course there can be a planet in the sun.
What? There's a planet in the sun? I'm gonna come.
Mute your mic, please. I'm trying to listen.
No, mute your mic, please. I'm trying to talk.
You're not talking.
I am talking. Can you hear me? Hello?
This is not talking.
Hello? This is called talking. Can you hear me? Hello? I'm trying to prove to you that God exists by talking. Hello?
Please come back. I'm sorry. It's not always like this. I apologize.
Sorry, come back at another future date when Donald doesn't get all agitated and screams at everybody all the time. Hello?
We've spoken before. Donald, we've spoken before.
Yeah, we've spoken a gazillion times. Donald loves playing. Hello? Stop having a mood swing. Why are you having a mood swing? You like Donald, aren't you? You like to scream at people on social audio chit chat apps. Hello? Hello? Yeah, don't get emotional. This is us trolling you.
Listen, he black until it's convenient for him. Like this.
No, I ain't got nothing.
You better listen to your boss, white boy.
His black ass will be the first one in line for reparation. You a lie. That's why I won't laugh. I don't want no fucking mom. You dumbass monkey.
We gonna go dance in the moonlight with you, homeboy.
They'll take anything they give you, your broke ass niggas. Stop it. Which thing that was? You gonna turn down the money? You gonna turn down the money? You gonna turn down the money? Yes or no?
You ain't just be saying anything.
You just talking. What do you mean? You gonna turn down the money if they say 50 grand right now? I won't land. Nigga, go buy you some land with the money, you stupid ass nigga. I don't want the money. I don't want the money. You a dumb nigga. What you think how you gonna get land? You got to buy land, you stupid ass nigga. What? Take the money and buy land, nigga. It was in the stupid. That's how Darren said. I don't want the money. Give me land. Nigga, take the money and buy land, you stupid ass nigga. He really thought he said some smart shit. He thought he fucked it up a day. I know he said it. Why would I take the money and buy stuff that's owed to me already? Oh my God. Well, just don't take nothing, you stupid ass nigga. You can buy the land back. That was already owed. You so righteous. They owe you money too.
But the same people is owed. You saying fuck.
Nobody owes you. Nobody.
The same people is owed to you sitting here saying fuck. Please shut up. You not owed shit, nigga. What have you done? What have you done? What have you done? What have you done? What have you done, sir? The fuck?
What the fuck you gonna do?
Hello? Hello? Hello?
She got their land and their
Hello?
Some people have.
Hello? 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 Hello?
You are absolutely correct. You would have told him Harriet Tubman.
No, there's black people who got it too, is my point.
What did Harriet Tubman do? Free the slave?
Why do you know her name right now, and why does nobody know yours? That's what shit.
To write up and send the proposal. Hey, you here?
Why is it always the same moderators and then the same low IQ, emotional, and also self-centering people that never get the green bean in this room? I mean, look at Malcolm, look at Lion, look at Concrete. Like, they never have the green bean. Why is that? Let's see them get the green bean.
No harm in utilizing his time on social media too. There's no harm in that. But my whole thing is, look at his behavior. This is not how doctors act. I know doctors.
He explained to me how these atoms, which you were referring to mostly, what exactly are these atoms do?
Yeah, they worship God.
Does atoms have a conscience?
Yeah, I think every creation.
No. Not what you think, what you know. Do atoms have a conscience?
Every atom is aware.
Every atom is aware.
If you disagree, I'd love to hear your proof for that.
No, it's not me disagreeing. You claiming something.
So you
No,
don't disagree, you agree.
I think you need to stop taking those vaccines. Can you prove to me where it states that those atoms actually have a conscience?
Don't do the thing. He's on Mika. Don't do the thing. Stop.
Sorry, listen.
Can I smell the vaccine? Can you prove to me that those atoms, whatever atoms they might be, have a conscience?
Yeah, like from an internal critique, I just say that everything
No,
on
can
identical to
you
God.
prove it?
Yeah, I'm proving it. Like, I'm showing
That's not proof. You can claim that 2 + 2 = 5. It's not proof.
Yeah, but Luffick, you do realize that you sound like the idiot now because you are the one who keeps pushing the issue when you can't get the response you want. I mean, you're being the dummy. You're being stupid. Not Moshe, you're being the dummy
I
here.
love you too, John. I love you too.
Yeah, so just so I understand your question, I don't want to do a disjustice to you.
You're not doing justice to me.
Right, just in case.
Luffick, that means just mute up and listen to this guy explain his stupidity so you can get your stupidity off too. Go ahead. Stupid on stupid don't make more stupid. It just makes stupid. Stupid. Stupid!
No, not.
I mean, go ahead. Just waste your fucking life being stupid, asking stupid questions, talking about stupid shit, arguing about stupid shit, being stupid. You're just stupid, man. You're gonna live your whole life being stupid like this? This is stupid. You're stupid. This is stupid. This is so stupid. You're all stupid. This is stupid. Luffick is stupid. 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 Stupid, 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 stupid. You can't stop stupid. It's just stupid.
Figure out why a Muslim or a Christian would ever come to the conclusion that this stuff makes sense. Like, you guys are all over the place with these concepts and like this one. Like this is such an easy one, Phoenix, ready? Do you agree or disagree that as a child you presupposed the existence of angels? Do you agree or disagree with that?
No, when I was a child, I didn't know the concepts.
Okay, so when did you become a Muslim?
Okay, yeah, and it
When
got
did you become a
highlighted.
Muslim?
Yeah.
No, yeah is not the answer. When?
When I was a child, everything was plain, but with the time, like, I grow up, everything will become more highlighted.
When did you become a Muslim? How old were you when you were considered to be a Muslim?
I don't know, I was just born in it. Like, praying all the time, fasting. Like, I didn't know what we are doing is Islam, but
praying all the time. Like, look, Phoenix, let's just be realistic here, okay? Here's my position. Here's what I think, and this is why I asked you if you thought that you agreed or disagreed with what I said. I asked you, did you presuppose the existence of angels? And I think I said as a child, right?
No, I said no.
Right, you said no. Hold on, now listen. Here's the follow-up, okay? I understand you said no. And I think you did. Because in order to be a Muslim, you have to believe that God sent an angel to talk to a war leader in a cave, alone.
What's
okay?
so
Now,
impossible about that?
hold on. So all I'm saying is, if you were to believe Islam, you must have presupposed the existence of angels because you thought it was a likely story that a dude got talked to by an angel, right? That's all I'm saying. And I just want to make that clear.
Yeah. For me, as a child, I didn't know that information. Doesn't mean the information is not in reality.
Yeah, whatever you want to say about it, that's fine. I'm just trying to know why.
I didn't know it, but it was there. Islam and the Prophet and the angel idea, the whole idea. Let's treat it as an idea. It existed in others' mind. It didn't exist in my mind. Not existing in my mind doesn't mean it doesn't exist in reality.
Yeah, we're not talking about that. I'm just trying to get a frame of reference. Like when I was a kid, I didn't just believe angels were real, right? But you must have believed angels were real when you were like 1, because you said you were praying to Allah as a baby.
No, like maybe 5, 6, like we started praying.
I didn't believe in angels when I was 5 or 6.
I know I did. I think.
That's cool, man. That's cool. But you're not a Muslim, right?
I became an atheist.
I actually, when I saw people dancing when I was a child, I felt something divine.
That's cool.
Like there is something divine about it.
That's cool.
When people dance.
Yeah. I thought things were cool too when I was a kid. I really felt awesome vibrational tones. And
yeah. This is what sacred is. This is what sacred is. What sacred is that you think. Yeah. What sacred is, you think something is more important than other thing. There is a hierarchy, right?
Maybe. No, maybe not. Maybe that's not what I think.
You don't think that there is a hierarchy of things you think are important and think something is less important?
If I did, it would just be my subjective preference, right? My values.
Yeah, that's relative. Subjective preference is part of objective reality.
But that's relativism.
I said subjective preference, Phoenix.
That's just relativism.
Yeah, it is part of reality. Like, 8 billion people now living, every one of them is subjective opinion, and it exists in reality, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
There you go. That's the truth.
What is?
Everyone has their own subjective truth.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yep.
Do you think every single one of them is interesting?
Some are better than others. Some are more profound.
No. Every single one of them is profound.
Cool, Phoenix.
But some views are more intelligible and real. Like, if that makes sense.
Right, like all. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I would say
all of them are experiencing. Yeah, but all of them are experiencing something bizarre.
I think you just changed the subject a lot, Phoenix. That's mostly what I think happens, and I don't know if that's because of language.
Okay, let's go back to the last idea.
Okay, what were we talking about?
I don't know. You talked about orcas, and now we are here.
Well, let's get back to that part, because I think that's the simple part. I think this tells us a lot. So I personally think that orcas are awesome creatures, right? That's just my preference, right? And maybe it has to do with my biases. Maybe it has to do with my upbringing. Maybe it has to do with my experience with the ocean, or not, right? Like, who knows why? But I happen to think that those are awesome creatures. Maybe it's an ego trip. Maybe if I could be another creature, I would want to be an orca because I think they're so badass, right? There's tons of reasons why I can think they're great creatures. But you, Phoenix, you like to remind me that I should rethink this for some reason. And I'm curious, what's that reason?
Yeah, because You are telling me to rethink something sacred to me. I'm telling you to rethink something sacred to you.
I don't know if it's sacred to me.
Yeah, it is sacred. It is more important
Wait,
than
can I borrow it?
There is a hierarchy. There is a hierarchy. Like
Phoenix, can I borrow it? Phoenix, can I borrow it?
Can
I borrow it?
Yeah, go.
I can borrow it?
You borrow what? The
Your
sacred
crystal
thing?
ball? Your crystal ball.
Oh, you have yours. Like you can have yours, and I can have mine.
Right. So my point is, you don't know my emotional states regarding orchids, okay? So don't call it sacred just because you have.
You just told us, like, you feel it's amazing. You think it's the best.
I don't know what when you say sacred. Look, I could say sure. Orcas are sacred to me, right? A bunch of creatures are. A bunch of different things are. Concepts are. And I have all my reasons, right? There's so many reasons, right?
Yeah.
But why should I rethink that? What is? I don't understand what your point is.
No, I'm just doing a mirror, and I'm doing a mirror with you.
Oh, that's all it is? So you're not like just bad because you don't like that they hunt dolphins?
There might be more involved. It's hard, but also like.
Red, why do you keep saying stuff over what I'm trying to do?
It is like coincidence, like the whole story with dolphins, and I love dolphins, and
that's better.
It matches. You know, things work like a puzzle sometimes.
Yeah. No, I think that's more intelligent. I'm glad that you're actually doing like a parody and making a point with that. Okay, I gotcha. That's cool.
Everyone makes sense from their own worldview and perspective. But Phoenix's worldview is less mature, less evolved than your worldview, brother. Right? It's less evolved. He doesn't understand the advanced concepts like that are involved in atheism, that kind of thing. Right? But if he did, he would be an atheist and he would be a modern thinker. Right? But he's not a modern thinker. He's a traditionalist. Right, so you know,
I'm definitely not mature. This one you've got to correct.
You are mature in your own way. That's fine.
No, I'm not. I'm not mature. I'm still a kid. I'm still a child.
Okay, there you go. So God, you know, that's why you don't. Once you grow up, you question the idea of God, right? At least in the West, that's what happens in the West, right? It's like many liberal Muslims. Right? Many liberal Muslims, they question, and secular Muslims, they question the idea of God. Right? It doesn't mean they stop believing in God necessarily. Right? But I think a mature Muslim can actually look at God and begin questioning the meaning of God and looking at it from a higher perspective, right? A more intelligent perspective of God. Right? So I think every Muslim is called to that. Every Muslim should question, right, their own faith and why they believe certain things.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Because
what I'm saying is that we have like 8 billion subjective opinions and one objective reality. Okay? For me, every single one of these 8 billion subjective opinions is equally interesting than one else. Like,
what does objective mean to you? Because when you said that, and I thought about it, unless it's a definitional thing, I could see there being more than one reality, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I even mean ontologically. I'm not even saying through human mindscapes.
Like you see my PTR, this is a very old, like 280 years old shark. I think the subjective reality for this shark is interesting for me. The same way human experience is interesting.
But everybody has a different take on truth, and I feel that once you add up all the perspectives, then you get something that approximates truth. Once you add up every single perspective, right? So I believe that reality is not just given to us. Like, reality is not just waiting out there. It depends on each of our perspectives, right? That's my view about
reality and truth.
No, it's not dependent, but our perspective is part of reality.
Yeah, you could say that, but some perspectives have more weight. Some perspectives are better. Some are less good.
No, I don't believe that.
Okay, that's fine. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, there's something called development, right? If you look at people evolve, people change their views all the time, right? Some people have the views of like the religion, the old religions, right? Those were like at a time when humanity was very young in its history. It was like our childhood, human childhood, right? And then in atheism and in the modern societies are more developed. They are more mature. They have more advanced views on science and mathematics and stuff like that, as you know. Right? So they have more intellectual power. They're more powerful intellectually because they're more mature. They're more wise. They have more wisdom. That's what I'm trying to say. Right? So yeah, Islam has wisdom, but atheism has more wisdom than Islam, right? At least modern atheism, right? So that's my perspective.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But even modern atheism is not enough, because beyond atheism we have spiritual, like actual spirituality, right? True spirituality above atheism. So it's more advanced, more evolved than atheism itself.
What is spirit?
That's a multifaceted question, like an answer.
Well, what's spirituality?
Spirituality is the pursuit of truth, I would say.
Okay. So I'm spiritual?
I would say, yeah, you are spiritual because you are pursuing truth. Yes. I would say anyone who pursues truth is spiritual.
Just by default, I'm spiritual, I think, just by definition.
Can you repeat? I couldn't hear the last part. Can you repeat that?
Oh, I just said you're just mute when you're not talking or you'll help. It's just by default, right? Because I do what I do, regardless of my mental state about it, I'm spiritual by definition.
I would say there's a certain sense in which that's true, but there's also a sense in which your spirituality evolves through historical, through space and time, right? So truth is, I would say, an evolving, an emergent phenomenon.
And when you say truth, what are you exactly referring to?
Well, when I say truth, you can say it's 2 plus 2 is 4. That's simple truth. Yeah, 2 plus 2 is 4. It's truth, right? I mean, you can dispute that all you want, right? But it doesn't mean it's not true, right? So there's some things that we don't believe.
But we know that truth. Is there some other truth?
Yeah, I mean, there are truths. The statement that I am God is a truth. That's, I would say. Yeah.
So it's true that I'm God?
That's right. That's correct. That's verifiable, I would say. Confirmable.
So then I would be going against the grain of common understanding to say I don't buy it.
No, it's just that it's like Galileo looking through the telescope, right? You have to peer through the proverbial telescope, and you have to do the experiment yourself. And then you can verify God.
So I know what I'm referring to, and I think I am that. What am I?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Can you, like, what are you? Yo, well,
I'm God. What am I?
You're the ground of being.
So I am the ground of my own being?
That's correct, yes.
I would have to agree.
Yes, absolutely. Every being is the ground of their being. You know that.
Yeah, I think it would follow if you were to just think about it and reverse engineer this to what I am, right? Whatever I am, saying this consciously and saying it again and understanding what I mean, kind of, right? Then yeah, I am the ground of my own being.
Absolutely. And that's what Descartes himself, I think, to Descartes'
philosophy. But I think we often intuit this truth, but rarely is it unpacked, rarely is it actually fully embodied and realized. But it's different than the truth of the mythic truth of dogmas, Islam, whatever religion. Right? The truth I'm talking about is beyond any religion. It's beyond every religion. In fact, it's beyond atheism also.
And it's beyond spirituality, right?
Well, you could say it's beyond labels, because, you know,
it's beyond perception, really.
Above perception, so we have to make the distinction between perception.
Yeah, beyond it, it's beyond perception.
I wouldn't say categorically beyond perception. It's trans-perception. No, it's trans.
So above it, though?
It's transmental. Yeah, above it.
So it's above it, but not beyond it.
Above but not below. Because,
well, I don't know about below. I never mentioned that. You keep talking about it, but
like the word that's in the
is
sea.
it above and beyond, or is it above only?
Transcendent to, like, beyond it. And then transcendent up.
That's about right. Okay, so it's beyond us. Okay.
Right. So, you know, that's, I believe there's truth that is beyond in that sense. But not.
So we'll probably not really reach it, maybe.
Unless you do the experimental, like, it's like the law. You want to get good at law. You should practice golf and you should get a mentor, right? Same with spirituality, same with the truth that I'm talking about, right? So, like, monastics, people have known this for thousands of years, right? That if you want to advance spiritually, you should go to a monastery, meditate, and basically do a series of practices in order to discover.
Do you believe that you can meditate in motion?
What kind of
mountain biking?
Say again? Like mountain biking?
Yeah.
Yeah,
right. Mountain.
Absolutely, yes. Yes.
Okay, good.
But that's not the.
You know that the one who discovered LSD was having a bike trip?
So through disciplines and practices, you can go beyond temporary experiences, right? If you've ever tasted mystical reality, right? Then, you know, if you take LSD enough time.
Well, what do you think about this concept? Let's say a few hundred years ago, no one knew what it was like to get to the top of a mountain and then fly through the trees and on open field at high speed, just whoosh, the wind in your. No one had that physical experience to mentalize and store as data to even pass on genetically, right? That's something that's in another person, right? Coming down the pipe. So that didn't exist until we had like snowboarding and ski resorts, right? So what do you think of that? Is that like mystical or something?
I would say it's intergenerational, not knowledge, right? That is the way that mystical knowledge is transferred down. It's intergenerational, right? The same way that knowledge about cities is transferred, or knowledge about science is transferred. It's intergenerational knowledge transfer.
So what's mystical?
It's a series of discrete practices that we can take.
Discrete?
Yes.
Does that mean it's like kind of risque? Does it wear like fancy underwear or something? You know, like lace?
It's just that there's various practices.
Is it exclusive? Is there like a special door?
No.
Not so discreet.
No. But it's traditionally called esoteric practice. Right? Only the few elect people actually know at the core of religion itself is a series of practices
So that's what mystical is a discrete set of practices.
That's correct. I mean,
Okay.
with discretion, right?
Discretion, right? Because it's discrete, literally.
Discretionary.
Yeah.
The parents will advise you, right? If you're meditating, you don't know what you're doing. Right? So I would
You mean the ritual, right?
for a reason.
You mean rituals?
I mean advanced ritual. Like, in Islam, there's something called Sufism, right? These are advanced practices.
Yeah, that's what
So-
Phoenix is.
They,
Phoenix is a Sufi, dude. He's a hippie, he says.
yeah.
I'm hippie in English. I'm Sufi in Arabic.
So I think we should respect the knowledge that people have, regardless. Yeah. Yeah.
Are you newcomer to Clubhouse, Brit?
I want to mute them.
Brit?
Yeah.
Yeah, are you new to Clubhouse?
Yeah.
Welcome. We talk here about crazy stuff. Okay, there are like a lot of subjective experiences, right? On Earth. Do you think that like when one subjective experience meets another subjective experience, they will influence each other?
Yeah, they interact. Right? I think when there's more than one subject, then you create a space of mutual inclusion, mutual understanding.
Oh, you are a philosopher, right?
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
So yeah, I mean, I can understand if you're skeptical about something, right? But it's taken too far. It's a disease. I think that too much skepticism is like a disease, honestly.
Well, what's an example of too much skepticism?
Well, I think there's plenty of examples, right? The debunking, the constant skeptical debunking of everything. It can have its limits.
Well, are you talking like solipsism, or do you have like an example that you?
Well, I look at the whole skeptical movement, right? That's the example I pretty much use. The skeptical movement. Atheist skeptical movement.
So like, is this like a problem with atheists, or is it a problem with skepticism?
I think it's both, because I think it's the conjunction of both atheism and skepticism.
What's the issue exactly?
I think the issue is that people are openly skeptical. Clearly, it's not justified. Something, so I would say unjustified skepticism.
Well, can you at all provide like maybe some sort of example that you've come across, just so I can get an idea of what you're talking about?
Yeah, there's I look at Stephen Bunker also as an example of a skeptic, right? And his work
provides a lot of the skepticism. Right? But just, yeah, there's Steven Pinker, there's others.
Yeah, but I mean, you have like I think he's kind of an idiot, but like you have like I just think he's like selling books and stuff like that, and like selling sort of a media personality. I mean, he could be pretty smart or whatever, but I don't know. I'm skeptical of him as an example. There you go. So, like, do you have like a specific example of where people are being overtly skeptical?
A specific example.
Yeah, I mean, too skeptical. Yeah. That's been a specific example because to me, like right now, what you're presenting to me is not.
So you want me to help you there?
Yeah, because just by naming Stephen Pinkerton, I don't even really, I can't even think of the thing that he talks about.
Yeah, I've listened to dozens of hours, probably. So I understand his arguments. I don't understand. So, from that perspective, I mean, there's others, but
yeah, but just like a specific thing is what like something, a specific thing that atheists or skeptics, when they do it, they just go too far.
Well, okay, so one example is where I think that the dismissal of all forms of religiosity, right? Like that, that makes sense. Like, I was talking about mysticism and spirituality, advanced spirituality. And, like, I think dismissing that is groundless. Like, there's no ground on which to dismiss higher and advanced forms of mysticism.
I mean, when you were talking about it earlier, it just seems like you're just making stuff up. So, I mean, I think we would be granted into using
It's
stuff.
not like if you're skeptical, right? I think it's like the burden of proof is on the one who does not have that knowledge, right? It's the one who does not currently have. It's like if you don't know 2 + 2 is 4, the burden is on you to do the proof, mathematical proof. Basically, if you want to know the truth, then you can know the truth. You can know the truth. That's all I'm saying.
You have that completely backwards, right?
Hi everybody, welcome to 5562 West Midlands.
The person who makes a claim is the person who takes the burden on, right? If you make a positive claim or something, like nobody has to be motivated to believe you, right? Until you've demonstrated your claim to be true, right? Now, if you say something like 2 + 2 is 4, right? And I could say I don't believe you, but you could just say, well, here's the math, and you can show the math to show that if you have 2 items and you add another 2 items, now you have 4 items, right? That's just demonstratable. It's not like on the burden, it's not the burden of the person who doesn't know 2 + 2 is 4, simpliciter to do that, right? That's just not.
It is the burden of someone who does not know to be enlightened by knowledge, right?
I don't know what that means. That's just nonsense. What does that mean?
So if you're ignorant, right? It's like in Plato's Republic, or in in Plato, if you've read it, right? I'm not so sure. There's a story of a slave who is taught geometry that he's basically given an instruction. He's taught basic mathematical principles. And
it's a basement unit.
Yeah, so you could say the burden was on Socrates to teach the slave, or you could say the burden was on the slave to learn.
Wait, this is Brett Blanco guy, huh?
Perhaps.
Let me see.
I'm not really sure what that illuminated, right? Like, that there didn't do anything to help me understand what you meant, right? I said if somebody makes a claim, some positive claim about something, the person who doesn't believe them is not now required to prove them wrong for the claim that they've made. made some claim, he has to prove it. And that's just a burden which is naturally inherent.
But why should I prove my knowledge? I don't know what
are you talking about? So you're saying, like, I can just walk around and say I'm right, and I'm just therefore right until you prove me wrong? That's what you're saying?
Truth, yes, because truth works that way, right?
What way does truth work? What do you mean that it works that way?
Truth is an aristocratic profession, right?
What are you talking about? What do you mean truth? Okay, hold on. The pursuit of truth or truth? I think you're just saying a lot of words, but you're not really sure.
You're interested in truth, which I'm interested in.
Okay, so the truth is not so. Okay.
The truth is not the sole possession.
Why don't you give me your definition of the truth?
Well, first of all, I don't like the word "the" in front of truth. I prefer to think of truth as.
You said truth. That truth is
regardless of your. Right?
Okay, well, let's just. If you don't like the word "the," why don't you just give us your definition?
So the truth is that which corresponds to actual reality.
Okay.
Like an objective reality.
Okay. So if you make a claim about reality and you claim it to be true, right? We don't, if you have a claim about reality, nobody has to assume that it's true until you've proved or you've given reason for somebody to believe that your claim is correct. And you're going to do that through a set of inferences or a set of facts that you're going to provide that positively indicate that something is, in fact, or most likely is true.
But it's not true in all cases, right? But
well, hold on, no. We're just trying to set a principle, right? We're just trying to set a general principle. Are we in agreement that you said that truth is that which corresponds to reality, right? You're holding a correspondence theory of truth, and I'm saying, okay, that's fine. Let's use that theory. So, if you, not you personally, but if a person makes a claim about reality, about the actual state of affairs that it is, right? Is anyone required to accept their claim before they provide a set of inferences or rules or evidence that positively are indicative of the truth of the statement?
Well, I would say that truth exists, right? And if someone finds the truth, I don't care who they are.
Okay, so that,
I don't care whether
I appreciate that statement. That's nice. I like that. But respectfully, that did let's go back to my question. I couldn't answer my question.
Right? I don't care.
Okay, but you're not listening carefully, right? I'm asking you specific questions, and I'm trying to go with understand your theory here. And do you need me to ask the question again because you didn't answer it?
What's your question?
I said, if someone makes a claim about reality, is anybody required to accept their claim in the absence of that person giving positive, like evidence or inference as to why the claim about reality is accurate?
No.
Okay, so now you're backtracking. That's fine. So now you're going to adjust what you said. That's fine. You're going to readjust what you said because you said the burden is upon the person who doesn't know the truth, which I just showed you under your own view. No, you said the burden is on. You said the burden is on the person who makes the claim.
It is to understand what is
so. If you say 2 + 2 is 4, right? Then the burden is upon you to show us that 2 + 2 is 4 in the absence of someone else knowing it.
That's not how it works.
Okay, well now you're speaking out of both sides of your mouth. Because you just said it worked that way. I said if somebody makes a claim about reality.
You're distorting my actual statements and you're taking it on.
Alex,
well, you agree with me.
Stop it. Alex.
So if I learn that my name is Charles Darwin.
Knock it off. What are you doing? Why did you make that comment about me posting porn in the...
If my name is...
Alex, why did you make that stink about me posting porn in the on Discord in the not safe for work? Why?
Okay, listen. Okay, this is not, what are we talking about?
Bro, just explain to me why you did that. That's all I'm asking.
Who's Alex? Okay, can I talk?
Alex, why did you make a big stink about me posting porn in the Not Safe for Work Clubhouse Discord server? Why? Doesn't matter. If people are posting porn in Not Safe for Work, it was a type of porn you didn't like. Look at this weasel. Are you really going to double down on this, Alex? I know your voice. Don't know.
Oh, I thought he is a newcomer to Clubhouse.
No. He's been in these communities for like longer than me at least. The guy's been in these communities for like 6 or 7 years.
Trying to pretend like me.
He does like these deep trolls. Which I don't care, as long as you don't grab me up.
An organized trolling?
Correct.
An organized trolling?
Yeah, now I'm gonna be, Alex. Prick. But what was wrong with what I posted? What is this? Brett, are you there?
Nothing. You know,
That's
nothing.
like, it's vanished.
He's really smart. Don't do trolling. Haram.
I guess he could be really smart. It's just some of the stuff that he's saying, like the person making the claim doesn't have the burden of proof. It's the other person has the burden. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like when you're talking about spirits or whatever, like we don't believe spirits exist, so the burden of proof is on us. It just doesn't really make it.
You know what's really getting under my skin with Katie? Like, I'm just tired of the constant, like, shit, like, passive-aggressive fucking comments and shit. And I try and be more, reserved with her. She's like 75. But I'm at the point now where I just don't even care. I wish she was in here.
Oh, I love Michaela.
Yeah, she's very passive aggressive, and she'll say things a lot of times. She'll say like these kind of passive aggressive things, and then like she won't. She's like, I don't want to discuss it. I don't want to talk about it. And she does that all the time.
Yeah, well, what happened? Oh, I saw Alex left. Like, what a jerk. But anyway, Michaela's son, or one of her children, is an atheist. I think she's like doing some research.
Yeah, and also she is a fertility practitioner, so she is interested in marriage and stuff about marriage.
Well, she'll say things like for atheists, like they just don't want to believe. They just don't she'll say things like they just don't want to believe in the first cause or something like that. You just don't want to believe it.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that really gets under my skin. It's that she questions the integrity, like, oh, well, atheist, it doesn't matter what I say to you, you're not going to believe. As though we're being completely close-minded. We're not really listening to what she has to say. When it's the opposite. I mean, she's not listening. Right?
Yeah, she's a motivated reader.
Yeah, for me, I think like for example, me, I'm a religious person, but 20% you can say that I'm skeptical. Like I believe a lot of atheists here, like they have something similar, but 20% believe it. They believe in something. They have like this feeling or like leaning towards like maybe there is something. Like 20%, 10%. And like when Michaela is talking, she is talking to the 20%.
Yeah. I just don't get it. I told her, well, this is what also pissed me off. I was like, I used to be religious. And she's like, oh, well, you really didn't know. You were never really religious. You didn't know what was going on. That's why you stopped. And that's so ridiculous. And it makes it hard to be charitable to someone that talks like that. So it's like, why even bother being charitable to her if she's just going to say shit like that? I didn't know what it was like to be Christian. I wasn't really a Christian.
Actually, I noticed that. Yeah, I encountered something here in Clubhouse, which is some people who say that they are atheists, okay, but when, like, for example, I defend, like, Christianity or I talk positively about Christianity, they feel happy, and if I talk negatively about Christianity, they feel bad. And they are atheists.
I hope that this is just an intuition I have, but I just feel like you're one of us, you're one of an atheist. And maybe that's not to mean that you are, or you're being dishonest. I'm just saying that that's the impression that I feel from you.
Yeah, let me tell you, like, the 20% inside of me that is skeptical is enjoying being with atheists, because I was there at the time. I was an atheist. I have common experience, and I know what they believe. I know they are sincere. I know when sincere.
Hey, Majed, I remember hearing that you were an atheist before. When you were an atheist, why were you an atheist?
Because of evil and suffering. And it was not that when I believed that God is evil, I was not atheist. I was believing in God. And then when I discovered that maybe he is evil because he is doing bad stuff, I started becoming less and less believing in the concept of God as a whole. Then I became an atheist.
Okay, so you thought evil was something that shouldn't exist if there's a God, or
it can be avoidable. I believe it can be avoidable. So for me, yeah, it can be avoidable, that the suffering, the evil, like I thought it was avoidable. If there is a God, he can avoid it. And so my belief is that God is good, therefore this contradicts it, and therefore both ideas clash with each other, and then I start believing in the whole system of thought.
Okay, so what did you determine? So does God just use evil to get good stuff later on?
Yeah, when I heard
is that an accurate depiction of what's going on?
Yeah. Okay. When I heard Terence McKenna say that death is like taking off a very tight shoe.
So evil doesn't exist. To God, evil doesn't exist, right? It's only to you.
Yeah, no, not to me, actually. I believe that the belief that someone is suffering, there will be a relief, a big relief that is waiting.
Right, but that's not what I'm addressing. I'm saying, so from God's perspective, what you think is evil and shouldn't be happening is actually stuff that God is using on purpose and should actually happen, right?
Yeah, it was as if I knew something that I don't know. I acted as if I know something
You're
that I
just
don't
wrong. So you're like, basically what's going on is there's a glitch, right? Because you're a fallible human, the things that you see as evil in the world, you know, like when orcas tear up a baby gray whale, right? And then just eat its tongue and then let it drop to the bottom of the ocean. And they just gleefully run away.
Yeah, they attack sharks also. Like, they attack sharks. Now in the Red Sea, they are attacking sharks instead of dolphins. I don't know why, but
that's just stuff God is using for the good stuff later on, and you're the one who's wrong about it. You think it's bad and feels icky.
Exactly.
Right, I gotcha.
Yeah, Phoenix, I think that if you look at some of the arguments about these evil stuff and God being completely good, it's really difficult, you have to admit, to make sense of a world where there's unnecessary evil. But it seems to me you say isn't unnecessary evil. It's all of the stuff that we see is necessary. Like even the most mundane pain and suffering or the most mundane theft. They're all still the best possible state of affairs. This is the best world.
Yeah, the more you feel hungry, the more delicious the food will feel. This is how I discovered things. The more someone suffering, when the suffering is lifted, no more suffering, they will feel more relief. I was concerned after I realized that. I was concerned about people who are not suffering.
What if they just don't feel anything? Because I would agree that it's less suffering if someone suffers to the point of dying, right?
Yeah,
less.
Even nothing, no feeling will be a relief, will be a pleasant.
Right. So, but beyond that, you can't really speak on that. You're just sure.
Yeah, beyond that I can't. But I know that when the suffering is stopped, like everything is temporary, and that includes suffering, and when it will stop, it will feel like a very huge wave of a relief, and it will last forever.
Wait, now that's the point of contention we have. So all I'm saying is I agree with you. We're walking, right? We're building. You're carrying me on a beach. It's one set of footprints, okay? There's a point where someone stops functioning biologically and the suffering ceases to exist, right?
Okay, now he feels better, right?
No. I think the suffering stops because I think it all stops. The feelings stop.
Yeah, okay, the feelings stop.
And then we part ways. You keep talking about, oh, and it feels great forever, and oh, it's better, and all this stuff. I don't think you have knowledge of that. I don't think you have an understanding of it.
It would be like you were holding like a very huge weight on your back, and then it is removed.
Sure. And then I think that's maybe as far as I would be able to speak on with any kind of confidence whatsoever.
Yeah, like when you put people in extreme like situations, you are actually preparing them for getting used to it and learning patience, for example. Because patience is the skill to learn when you are suffering, right?
I guess. I guess I just had this feeling that you were saying that when the suffering ceases to exist, it's replaced by another feeling. And I just don't think that anyone can really speak on that.
No, it's not necessarily. It is just the feeling of no suffering.
Okay, cool. So there's no like I almost felt like you're trying to make it sound like there was this relief and justice. Like you keep saying like the snake and the eagle and the orca and the dolphin. What's going on there? What's that about?
Yeah, that's not me, like my own opinion. This is like in the Islamic context. Sometimes I agree with it, sometimes I don't. But it is in the Islamic context.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I don't know. I just have a hard time trying to decipher what goes on with the consciousness that I'm experiencing right now, because I'm not a dragonfly, I'm not a gull, I'm not a puffin, I'm not a crow, right? I'm not a snake. I have, like we already talked about this, what'd you say, a 17,000-year-old shark? What was it, a basking shark or something? Dude, these consciousness states, I have no idea what they're experiencing. I can only barely speculate based on my own consciousness. And I still think I would be mistaken, mostly. So, I don't know.
Yeah, actually, this thing I believe too. Like for example, the orca in your picture, or pole, the bird in the pole picture, they're experiencing something really different than what we are experiencing. However, I think they are experiencing something. They are aware, they know, they see, they feel fear, they feel like sometimes manic, sometimes they dance. Have you seen dolphins dance?
Talking about, right? Like you think that a broad-handed mole, right, has a different life experience than, say, a monkey, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I can't even fathom what it's like to be a butterfly, right? Or a mosquito.
Yeah, but I know these experiences exist.
Right. So
Okay,
that's consciousness to you, right?
Yeah. Consciousness, but also with physical form.
Well, do you think that the leaves and the trees are conscious?
The leaves? No. I don't think that it's the center of an experience.
Okay, so there's nothing. So do you think trees are conscious?
But there is a center of experience in the tree. Yes.
There is. There's a center of experience. Is it conscious?
There is a center of experience that is receiving the things that are happening.
So it's not conscious, though, right? Is that why you're just not saying yes?
I don't know, because I don't understand consciousness really well.
Okay. Well, I'm just trying to figure out what your level is so far, because to me, I'll go as far to say a physical substrate seems to be associated and correlated, right, with consciousness. Physical substrate, I'll take that. But I'll even go further, and I'll say, I think an animal mind is associated with consciousness. Now, we can speculate on, like, I don't know, mycelium, right, or what's that kind of like slime mold that's kind of responding as
trees. Involve trees.
Trees. Okay, so like, I mean, yeah, so trees are forests conscious, right? I don't even know what we're even discussing at that point, because if that's what we're talking about, and then people want to impose this consciousness state on a god that's immaterial and doesn't have a mind at all, like, I just don't understand what they're even talking about, right?
It kind of reminds me, like when you guys say trees could be or could not be conscious. Kind of reminds me about, like, I read somewhere, like fungi, or like mushrooms.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Mycelium. Yeah, like these networks, dude. Like, and I'm even excluding that. I'm saying, okay, we can trip on that. That's why I even said maybe a forest, right? Because that would be part of a forest biome. So, either way, all that stuff, is that, like, what is consciousness, right? Because sometimes these guys will say that it's been discovered that there's some kind of response or some kind of vibe going on within vegetation that is indicating, quote unquote, more intelligence or whatever, right? And if that's the case, does that mean if we went back in time before there were any humans or animals, we could look at everything, if we found vegetation, we would sense some kind of intelligence maybe through that, or consciousness, right? Like, I don't I never know what we're even assessing, you know? Like, I don't even know
This is happening through communication. It's about communication. So, two subjective opinions, like, for example, the orca in your PTR and another dolphin, they are interacting. These two subjective experiences, they are interacting with each other. This is what we say that when you see the whole picture of things interacting with each other, the common thing we will say that is the collective consciousness. Because they are connected, right? But like, for example, when you travel
like
to
elk
this
and
place,
wolf, right? Like dogs, sheep, and grizzly bears. Yeah.
Yeah, but for example, when you travel to the moon, for example, or to space,
animals interact in the physical world. Yes.
Yes, but when you go to the space, for example, there is no another subjective experience that you will interact with, right?
Well, I don't know. Don't you think God is out there too?
So you will feel something up there.
Well, God's out there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
when you are there. When you are there, you are not alone.
Right. We'll feel God.
Yep.
Just like you do here.
Yep. I feel God every time.
Yeah. So, do you think the sun is complex, Phoenix?
Yeah, I think it's really simple, but like I don't know what is going inside of it. I can see painting of its replicas, but I don't know what is going on inside of it.
If you use the microscope to look at an apple, you think that would look complex too?
Oh yeah.
Right. So everything's complex, right?
Yeah.
All right.
And simple, like they share the same thing. The complex and the simple share the same thing.
Yeah, so when you hear Muslims or Christians try to use this argument of design from complexity, right, saying, look, things are so complex, right, you're willing to just say, hey, that doesn't make any sense, because that means everything's complex, because when we look at anything, it's all complex, according to us, in some way, right? We can always perceive it as complex, right, or simple.
Yeah, I think the idea that our experience, what we are experiencing right now, and the whole thing, how it's constructed and maintained, I think it's reasonable to think if there is something that is moderating the whole thing. It is more reasonable than thinking that there is nothing that is moderating the whole thing.
Something's moderating the whole thing. I think something exists, and I think that we are a part of it, and I think that we're able to sense it in certain ways because of what we're materially made of and how we've evolved in the whatever this is, right? That's all I think. That's as far as I can go.
Yeah,
but
I
would never claim that it's ontologically factual or the way I see it to be, or that humans supposedly understand it to be. I would never claim that. I think we have a long way to go, right? So I just don't see the mind part, you know, like how you kind of, a lot of God believers attribute this sense of consciousness and planning to all of this, or like you said, what you say, managing the operations of, right? I just don't see that part.
Look, I'm a subjective experience. You are a subjective experience, right? Are communicating, we are saying, I think this, I think that, you are saying, I think this, I think that. But we only know the experience of myself and the experience of you. Outside of that, we don't know.
Well, let's not get carried away here. I think that there's some big figures. Phoenix, there are big problems with this God idea, because once you place the God in the picture, you have some explaining to do. Right? We have some mysteries on our hands here. And we have to be detectives of this sort. And the example that is often given is this idea of a blazing forest fire, and it was caused due to dryness of the season or for whatever reason. And everyone abandons the area. You know, this thing's gotten out of hand. It's just blazing. It's taking down, trees are coming down, you know, it's spreading. So when everything settles down after this fire, people go and investigate, and they see a barbecued baby deer, kind of just barbecued to ash, right? So it makes you wonder, right? What is the purpose of that sort of suffering? Now we say that God is good, right? So we have to put our detective caps on and say, what's going on here? That seems completely unnecessary for God to do, unless he just likes barbecued baby deer, right? Or barbecued animals, small animals. He likes the barbecue of that. It's good. It's all part of God's plan. But it seems to me more likely that it's not part of God's plan. It's not part of a plan. It just so happens to be the case that this tragedy occurred, given the circumstances. So you as the detective, the God detective, how do you make sense of this of this suffering that is it can be completely avoided given God's power, and it's been thrust upon innocent, animals, right? Baby animals. So how do you make sense of that, Phoenix?
Okay, imagine that you created two robots. Okay, you created two robots. One of the robots saw you interacting with the other one, and he started complaining to you, saying that why are you treating him that way? I feel the same way when I talk, for example, I supplicate to God, or I try to have a compensation if there is a God, of course, that I don't feel like we both are created. Everything is created by God, and for me to complain is like that robot complaining about the same God that is making that another robot experiencing life is in a certain way, and at the same time he is the reason that he is experiencing life. You understand what I mean?
It's not I understand what you mean, but I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying we're detectives. We arrive at the scene after a forest fire, right? And we see that there's been a fawn, a baby deer.
Yeah, but we are not responsible. We are not responsible.
I know we're not responsible for what? The death?
Look, people who believe they are God, there is a negative side to it. You know what it is?
I don't think that I'm God. I'm just asking.
No, I know. I will tell you that people like ancient Egyptians, and there are people that believe they are God. Okay, what is the negative side of it is that they will feel responsible for the bad things that are happening.
I understand. Look, just imagine we're detectives, you and me. Do you know what a detective's code looks like? And we have magnifying glasses. We're on the scene of the crime. We don't know what happened. We do know that God's good, right? Apparently, so we can scratch that off, check that off. But we arrive at the scene of this incident, and as detectives, we look around and we say, "Gee, there's some barbecued animals here, and it seems that this seems bad. I mean, this seems why did these animals suffer in the way that they did?" And it seems to me, as detectives, we conclude that they suffered needlessly. That given the power of God, right, His power and His goodness, it would seem to us that this could be avoided. But nonetheless, it wasn't avoided. So, what conclusions do we draw, seeing this needless suffering? What do we do as detectives?
If we are not responsible, we leave the matter. We are not responsible.
of this suffering that is happening to that, we feel, of course, we feel naturally in sympathy with it, but complaining about it to the one who created it, I don't think like I can complain to you if you destroyed something that you created.
It's not a complaint. We're investigating a crime. What conclusions do we come to? Now, what do we conclude when we see the needless suffering of animals? What do we conclude about that? No one was there to witness it. There was no soul building. There was no trial involved in any of this. It was just a needless pain and suffering of animals. What do we conclude? And this is at the heart of this dilemma. Do we conclude what? That God wanted this to happen?
Yeah, I understand you. I was thinking like that when I was an atheist. Before I was an atheist, so I believe that God is evil, then I stopped believing God.
No.
Then I understand